So, at the end, basically in yesterday's stream, we set up this stuff over here. We set up a bunch of alloy smelters and a bunch of sag mills so that we could begin to process all of our ores faster and not have to rely on the one alloy smelter and the one sag mill up here to process every single ore chunk. I guess it is still technically set up to do all of that. Right now it's backed up with stone, but that's fine. But the problem with this is that it was too slow, it wasn't fast enough, and our yellorium wasn't getting smelted, which means that our big reactor was not getting yellorium, and therefore none of our stuff was getting power, and so the whole system shut down. So we set up all the alloy smelters and all the sag mills, and lo and behold, when I came back on today, everything was offline. It didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work is because, as you can see here, our drive cage is almost full, and by almost full I mean like really, really close. We're at 1023, and there we go, it's full. So our whole drive cage is full. At the end of yesterday's stream, we had 4 1K ME storage cells. I have gone ahead and added 2 more, maybe about an hour ago, and you can see those have already filled up. The reason for that is because we don't have void upgrades on all of our compacting drawers. And so, for example, if I open up this system here, you'll see that we've got 396,000 nickel nuggets, which is way too many. So all of the ingots, because we're making them so fast now, are automatically going into the drive cages because they're not getting voided in the compacting drawers once we get too many. And so the first thing that we need to do in today's episode, if we want everything to keep working and we want to be able to use our Applied Energistics 2 system, is make a couple of these void upgrades. You can see right now I can't even put this stuff back in the system because it is so backed up. So let's pull all that out. Let me quickly see about getting as many of these as we can, because realistically we need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that is the draw controller. I think we might have one behind the drive cage. I'm hoping it's not an important one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I don't want to have to break this to get to it. And so let me quickly just grab a little bit of obsidian. We should really look into hooking this up with a storage bus so we don't have to worry about coming down every time we want to get obsidian. But for the time being, not really something we have to worry about too much. And also, another problem that I mentioned last time, and I keep mentioning, is the fact that we do not have a tree farm, and therefore do not have anywhere near enough oak wood to do half of the crafts that I would like to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of tree farming here real quick at the start of the stream, because we don't have any wood. But before we get to that, let me quickly craft up a bunch of sticks, use those sticks to make a bunch of these upgrades, and then once we've got at least a few of those, and preferably a little more than a few, do I need more compacting drawers? I need more of these guys, yeah, which means I do need more compacting drawers. I don't think that should be much of an issue, and by much of an issue, I mean it might be a little bit of an issue, because we don't have what it takes in terms of wood. And so actually I might have to do a bit of a detour in today's episode and maybe set up a bit of a tree farm, maybe get a farming station from Ender.io so we can try and set some of this stuff up. But temporarily at least, let's do this, let's do that. I know nickel's our biggest offender. Silver is our second biggest offender, which is this one here. And so hopefully those aren't too bad. I wonder, chat, if I take nickel out now and then put it back in, we got 43,000. If I put that back in, does it get voided or does it stay in the system? I feel like it should get voided, but it doesn't. It stays in the system. So I think what has changed here, the big thing that's changed here, is previously we had all of our stuff going into a slave. It all went into the control slave, which meant that I guess it would try and put things automatically into the storage drawer. Whereas now we have all of our stuff going into this guy here, the ME interface. And so once the drawers become full, it's just going to put them into the drives, I think. And so we might have a problem. We might just have to upgrade our stuff to be better, essentially. That might be what we have to do. But what I'm going to do, I think temporarily, just so that I can use my AE system without it being a complete pain in the backside, is I'm going to go ahead and make some more of these 1K storage drives. And boom. Nice. Okay, so we got a 16K ME drive that should hopefully hold back at least some of all of this stuff here. So if we set this, people are telling me if I set this to a higher priority, if I set it to like 10, then hopefully what should happen, let me check something real here. If I grab a chest out of the system and I do this, I'm just going to dump all this out for now. Let's get some nickel. So we've got 44,000 nickel. If I take all of this nickel out, or at least a good chunk of the nickel out, We're back at 42. If I then put that back in, does that put it back? It does. It puts it right back where I don't want it to be, which is not at all what I want. Do I have to set it to like a lower number? Like, I'm assuming if I do this, that it's going to void the nickel. It doesn't void the nickel. What? Are you full? Is it something else? Is it like cobblestone? No, it can't be cobblestone holding us back. You can disconnect the storage drawer temporarily so you can see what's in the drives. That is a fair point. If I get rid of... Can I do that? I thought you used to be able to do what I was doing there. I guess not. No? Okay. I really don't want to have to break this, but I think I'm going to have to if I want to find out what's going on inside. Okay. Boom and boom. What is inside the drives? So inside the drives, why are these filling up so much? Is it Yellorium? We do have like 1,000 Yellorium. Let me organize by number of items. Oh, so these are actually not the problem. The problem is osmium, gold, platinum, lead, cyanite, silver. So I'm assuming I've put the emerald upgrade in these. What I think is happening is that for something like osmium, it has no upgrades in, right? Because we haven't been getting that much of it in the past, or we've been using it faster than we've been getting it, and so it doesn't have any upgrades in its storage drawer. And so those are not the problem. It's these guys over here that are the problem. So let me quickly take you out. If I put this temporarily into, let's say, osmium, because we've got so freaking much of it. If I do that, and then I take the osmium out, and let's try this again. If I put the osmium, if I put the osmium back in after I put the storage bus down, set the priority to 10. Hopefully now, let me type in osmium. We've got, what? 5,936. We've got 2 different types of osmium. Why? Why do we have so much osmium? I think that does, hopefully, get rid of it and should maybe at least mitigate some of the excess storage that's being used. I'll look at this between episodes, chat, and try and figure out if I can get rid of the excess. I'll also go around and try and get rid of, try and install even all of these guys with void upgrades so they don't actually end up putting stuff into the system in the future. In today's episode, what I would like to do after I fix the floor here is I would like to go ahead and set up a little bit of auto-crafting, specifically auto-crafting that allows us to automatically craft hammers from ex nihilo and put them directly into the mechanical user. So if we head on back over to our crafting terminal, which we don't have to do because we've got the wireless crafting terminal, I keep forgetting. Let me first of all craft up a interface. I'm pretty sure that we should have everything it takes to make one of these. Boom and boom. And then secondly, we also need to get ourselves a molecular assembler. This guy over here. It's going to be a very basic setup for the time being. In the future, we'll set up a much more complex auto-crafting setup that's a lot faster. But for the time being, all we really need is to have a system that allows us to automatically make 1 diamond hammer every so often. And so really it doesn't have to be fast at all. But what we will do, my channels are a bit of a mess right now. I do need to set up a bigger controller and kind of get an idea as to where all of my channels are, because right now things are kind of all over the place. But let me throw this down here and then this down here. And so basically the way that this works is inside of the ME interface, you can put in up to 9 patterns on this line here. Those patterns contain recipes that can then be crafted by the molecular assembler. You can put multiple molecular assemblers around the ME interface to craft things faster if you use co-crafting units, which we'll get to again in the future. For now, let's come back over here. We need to get ourselves a pattern terminal, this guy right here. Hopefully we have a lot of the stuff required to make the crafting terminal. Of course we don't. That would have been far too easy. Okay, so we got ourselves a crafting terminal. We can then upgrade that crafting terminal to a pattern terminal. And for now, I think I might put this legit like right here. It's a bit out of the way and looks a little ridiculous, but I like it. I think it's fine. And so essentially all we have to do here is if we get some sticks, there are a few stages to the crafting recipe. And so the first craft that we're going to have to set up is a crafting recipe that teaches our system how to turn oak wood logs into oak wood planks, then oak wood planks into sticks, then sticks into the hammer, with the diamonds, of course. And to do that, we are going to need 3 blank patterns because there are 3 different crafts that are required to do this. And so, boom, Do we have oak wood? We do indeed. Boom. And then if we just click the encode pattern, we're done. Simple as that. And then we don't have this, but I think it's just a pattern, so we should be able to do that and that. We can. Kaboom. And then finally, you probably know how it's done. We can go boom, boom, and boom. Nice. So, boom, boom, boom. We should, I think, be able to craft this. Now, if we go over to view craftable items only, we can craft all 3 of these items. And so if I was to request one of these, we can't craft it because we don't have a CPU available to craft in. So in order to craft in applied energistics, or in order to auto-craft, I should say, in applied energistics, you need what is known as crafting storage. For now, I think we can get away with 1K crafting storage. It's a very small amount of crafting storage, but we're only doing some very small crafts. So let me see, do we have any of these engineering processes? We do. We can put this down pretty much anywhere on our applied energistics 2 system. For now, I'll throw it down like right there because we've got enough channels on our dense cable. And if we were to come back over and again go over to craftable, I think now we should be able to go ahead and do something like this. No crafting CPUs are available. Excuse me. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I made the wrong thing. We've got to make this guy right here. Let me make another one of those. What I've made is the co-crafting processor, which allows you to use multiple of these molecular assemblers with every craft. And so we don't have to get rid of this. We can always go ahead and put this down here to form a multi-block CPU that is capable of crafting any crafting recipe that uses up to 1024 bytes, as well as using multiple of these molecular assemblers. Not really a problem. Just a bit of a waste of time and crafting, if nothing else. So now what we could do is, you'll see here, if we go to select this as one craft, at the top it'll say 75 bytes used. And so if we want to request one at a time, we can do that just fine, so long as we've got all of the items. But for example, if we wanted to craft up 1,000 of these at a time, that would require 8,064 bytes, and therefore we would need a much bigger crafting storage in our CPU in order for that to work. Nevertheless, we don't need that. All we need to do is get ourselves an export bus, which we can do with a piston, which we can do when we get some wood. All right, so now we've got a little bit more in the way of wood. Let's get ourselves some oak planks, piston, and boom. Nice. Okay, so all we need to do now is whack this down onto our mechanical user. And if we put a crafting card into here, and what I might do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I might do is move this over. What are you crafting? You're crafting tin or chunks. Also, I think we are going to have to do something about the cobblestone that's building up in some of these. That could become a bit of a problem. I am quite happy to see that flint is doing fine. Like, we've got enough flint to keep all of these sag mills full, which I think is good. But let me... I want to wait. I want to wait until we get one of these. Or you turn that to active with signal. Never active. I want to be able to pull one of the tin out so I can get rid of this, move the cable anchor over by one so that I've got a spare channel on this line to connect up this export bus here. Whilst I'm waiting for that to fill up, what we should do is get ourselves a crafting card. Please don't. Am I dying of hunger? That makes sense. Let me eat real quick. Okay, do we have what it takes? I think we should, right? We do. Okay, we got a good amount of calculation processes, which I always like. We are, of course, missing oak wood, but we can now craft it, auto-craft it, even using the planks, but we might as well just do it by hand because it's quicker. Good stuff. And kaboom. Nice. So the crafting card basically tells the export bus, if we don't have the item in storage for you to export, craft it if you can. And so I'll put that in there. We will put our diamond hammer. Did we request one? We didn't. Let me quickly request a diamond hammer. You'll see it get crafted hopefully in there fairly quickly. It did. Good stuff. And then it should make its way, if we turn off craftable, make its way back over into the system. And so now all we have to do is put that in the export bus. And once we connect that up, it's going to go ahead and export hammers if we have them, and if we don't have them, it's going to tell the system to craft one, and then once it's crafted it, it's going to export it to the mechanical user, which should mean that fairly quickly we see 9 hammers in here, and then whatever one of them breaks, it's going to go ahead and make a new one for us pretty quickly, which is nice. So, really, we still don't have any tin? Are we like, is it just the sifting is so slow that we're not getting any extra tin? That is not great. And I guess, again, whilst we're waiting for the tin ore piece in here, what we probably can do is go ahead and upgrade pretty much all of these cobblestone generators to the higher tier, because I don't actually think it's really that hard. It's mostly just iron, diamonds, blaze rods, which might be a bit of a pain, and then emeralds. I don't think we have any blaze rods. We don't. But we can very easily upgrade this to a tier 2 and then up again to a tier 3, which I believe the output doubles and then doubles again. And so we are getting quite a big, it's 4 times faster. Yes, we're going to get 4 times as much cobblestone if we upgrade all these. And we've got so much iron and so many diamonds that it really isn't going to hurt us too much to go ahead and upgrade all of these fairly quickly here. Are there any more that I need to upgrade? We've got these 2 here. These 2 are fine, I think, for now. We've got more than enough lava to keep these lava generators going. We don't really need the lava generators, and we've got, 2,048 obsidian? Yeah, this thing is also full. And so those 2 for now are going to do just fine. So, let's whack all 3 of these in here. Upgrade them all to tier 2. Upgrade them all to tier 3. And then put it all back down. You have a 69 looting sword. Should not be that hard to kill blazers. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We could probably head on through, find another fortress and get quite a lot of blazers. And heck, maybe even get, enough blaze rods on the first try, because we just have so many. We've got such high looting ability that we'll just get it, in one. We kill an enderman, we get 34 ender pearls. And so getting, 8, 16, 24 blaze rods shouldn't take us too long. But already, we should be able to see this going a little bit faster than it was before. I'm a little disappointed to see this one still only doing 4 at a time, but definitely over here, I think the gravel is starting to build up, and it is just a little bit faster, but it definitely could still be faster. Of course, at some point, we are going to start to hit a bottleneck with the speed of our sag mills, and it looks like we might already be hitting that. The fact that this got to 11, it's very slowly climbing, and so at some point, we do want to upgrade all of these to octadic capacitors so that they can go even faster and keep processing everything at top speeds. But for now, do we have a piece of tin in here? Why are we not getting any tin at all? I didn't accidentally put tin in 2, did I? I don't think I did. That's aluminium. That's iron. I feel like we should have had tin by now, no? Okay, well, in that case, let me just quickly get rid of this. When we start to see a backlog of tin, we can go ahead and change this up. But for now, let me use the cable anchor to separate those 2. Let's do you. We might have a chunk in the, oh no, we won't have a chunk in the system, otherwise it would have been exported already. But we'll do this. Eventually we'll put that back and fill it up with a tin chunk. But for now, let me get another ME cable. Quickly go ahead and do something like this. And I should definitely have gotten more than one ME cable. What are these actually called? Because I keep doing this wrong. ME glass cable. Okay. And boom. That should come online. And pretty quickly, we should start to see diamond hammers being crafted up in the molecular assembler. I think we should have more than enough wood for all of these to get crafted. And so, hopefully, there we go. That's the first one. I'm hoping that it makes more than one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's not the fastest thing in the world. But like I say, really, we only needed to make 1 diamond hammer every half an hour. I have no idea how long these last. Probably quite a while. And so we really don't need that many of them going. I would very much so like if these didn't fly out everywhere. I don't think they used to, right? Do I have to fully encase this? Or is this full? It's not full, but that's not working either. I'm not quite sure how that ended up in there. But I think as long as it can get into the hopper, it shouldn't. It's still spewing out. Do I want to put down a vacuum chest and then the hopper can't keep up? That might be a fair point, actually. Yeah, do I want to put a vacuum chest here and then use... Yeah, I will do. The vacuum chests are fairly easy to make. We can put a whitelist on it to make sure that it only pulls in the dust. And so what are we missing here? A chest, should be easy enough, but again, our oak troubles plague us constantly. Let's do that and that. And then the pulsating crystal is surprisingly easy to make. That gets us a vacuum chest. Do we have what it takes real quick to make a whitelist, which is actually called a filter? We do not, because we don't have paper. I keep forgetting we don't have paper, but we can make paper using water and the sag mill. It's a little bit tedious, I'm not going to lie. And also, it's freaking raining again. Do we have a bucket? I really thought we had a bucket as well. Oh, no, I keep being on Craftable. I need to be on this. Nice. Okay, so that should get us a basic filter, which I think for now should be all that we need, because we're only filtering one item to be in there. And also, I think I am going to have to make a quick detour and do some tree farming here in just a second. Let's get a hopper. Let's get a basic filter. All right, so now we've got the basic filter. Let us hook that up with the vacuum chest. Flipping heck, it's everywhere. So whack that down. Everything should get pulled towards it. In reality, we can get rid of the hopper now. It's not necessary. Everything will go directly into the vacuum chest when it can. So let me put all of that into there. I am going to put a filter. I want you, whitelist. And so now if I drop this guy, it doesn't get pulled. Good stuff. And then finally, the item conduits. The item conduits I think are probably the fastest method of transport we have right now. And so if we just do this, set this guy to extract, active without signal, and then this one to insert, we should see all of that very quickly being pulled from the vacuum chest through, around, and into the basic storage drawer. Hopefully, it's fast enough. Although it doesn't look like it is, because this number down here is going up, so we're actively, slowly but surely filling up the vacuum chest, which means I might even have to take this one step further and get some speed upgrades for our item duct in order for... That's not the right speed upgrade. It is this one. Might have to get some item conduit speed upgrades in order to get this up to being fast enough. Let me see here. Let me quickly craft up all of this, or at least some of this, into planks, so I don't have to keep crafting it over and over again. And then we'll make a few pistons as well, so I don't have to keep crafting those over and over again either. I think I should still have some spare redstone torches. Apparently I don't. That's fine. Boom. Okay. Place the item conduit on top of the vacuum. Why? Oh, is that going to change it, or is it just like easier for me to access it? Yeah, does that change anything? Or is it just easier to access? I guess it would be easy to access, but I think for now it's fine where it is. So I put that in there. Is that going to pull out fast enough? Yeah, this number now is actively going down, and so that should work. But at that point, we are probably going to need to get a void upgrade in here, because I'm assuming now that it's not pulling up fast enough. It's not pulling up at all, which is somewhat worrying. Is it just pulling up really slowly? It's just pulling up really slowly, and so we should also, I think, go around and just kind of replace all of these with these, because they're just better, I think, in almost every regard, apart from price, which isn't too big of a deal for us right now. So insert, extract, active without signal. Let me see if I can't make another speed upgrade so we can pull out just as fast as we're pulling in. Do you pull in? No, probably not. As fast as we push in. Really? Iron? No. Like, why didn't that... Is it not iron? Is it electrical steel? It's electrical steel, not iron. I see. So we need coal powder, iron, and silicon. Okay. Oh, double... Oh, I see. You mean instead of making a speed upgrade? I understand. What we can do is we can take out the speed upgrade and then just have another item conduit there to double the speed at which it pulls out, and then do that, extract without signal. So now it's going to pull out twice as fast, and then we can move our speed upgrade over to there, which should hopefully start moving those up faster, which means hopefully we'll start to see at least one of our sieves working at full capacity. Look at this. Look at that. We've got a full 5x5 mesh sieve system, sifting a little bit faster than it was before, because now it's got those 4 speed upgrades in it. One thing that I did have to do between episodes, by the way, is take out the enchanted mesh that we had. Let me have a look here. Mesh. Oh, it's in my inventory. I did have to take out the enchanted mesh of awesomeness because it didn't work with this setup. Like, if I put the one enchanted mesh in the middle, it didn't use all the rest of the meshes. And if I put it not in the middle, it just didn't use it. It used all the rest of the meshes and not the enchanted one. I'm not quite sure if it's the enchantments that do that or if it's that I've renamed it. But one of those two things is kind of conflicting with the sifting process. I'm going to have to do some testing at some point to try and find out which one of those that is, whether we have to just rename it back to mesh or if we have to enchant all of the other ones in order for it to work. But for now, it's not working. And I think it is better to have a bunch of meshes sifting as opposed to having just one sifting, especially for the faster ones. Maybe not for the slower ones, but for now, that's fine. Look at the top conduit. You're inserting dust back into the vacuum chest. Am I? Oh, I'm not. It's not actually inserting, like actively, because that's... Oh, I am. Insert. Extract. Without redstone signal. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, so that should actively be pulling that out now. Thank you, LS2, for pointing that out. That would have been bad, wouldn't it? But I think that is now working. Yep, that's full. Again, we are going to have to probably still set up a void upgrade on there, but that one's going to have to join the queue because we've already got a bunch of other storage drawers that also need void upgrades. And in order to get those void upgrades, we are going to have to get ourselves a tree farm or at least some form of wood farm that we can use. And so I think it is about time, after I get rid of some of the stuff in my inventory here, for us to start looking at, I think, first getting some dirt seeds. These guys right here. So to make that, I'm just missing one tier 1 crafting seed, which of course requires the basic crafting seed, which requires some of these prosperity shards, which we don't have because we're not sifting crushed end stone. There's another way to get these, right? Hold on. Tier 1 crafting seed, base crafting seed. Is there not another way to get these? I could have sworn... Yes, of course there is. It's crushed netherrack. Okay. Do we have crushed netherrack? We do not, but we can crush some. Boom. Okay. I do want to try and automate this at some point. I guess the easiest way for us to automate this would probably be to... Is this working? Is this not how you crush them? Do I have to use the hammer? That might be right, actually. I haven't played... Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. Do I need to... actually, question. Can I compress this? I can. Fantastic. Okay. That would have been a massive pain in the backside if I couldn't compress the cobblestone. And by cobblestone, I mean netherrack. So, wand. Let's take you... Let's do a little bit of hammering here. It shouldn't take us long whatsoever because we can, of course, go ahead. Do that. And do that. Nice. Okay. And then all we need to do, I think, for now is probably just hijack one of these. Oh, did that work? Did that not work? Excuse me? You can't do that with compressed netherrack? I have to do this manually? Excuse me? Okay. That's a little annoying, but hopefully, again, shouldn't really take too long. Because we can do that. There we go. Nice. A little bit glitchy. A little bit glitchy, but that's fine. And then if we just hijack this one for now, and then replace this with a bunch of crushed netherrack, that should start doing some sifting and should get us, hopefully, quite a lot of prosperity shards. I would hope. I assume they're going to go right into... Yeah, they're going to go right into the system, right? Into a storage drawer. It might set up its own new storage drawer for prosperity shards. Hopefully. Maybe. Go to the nether, vein mine netherrack, done. Yeah, I'm just thinking of trying like a way to automate it. We could obviously have like we could just vein mine a ton of it and then just bring it all back. But excuse me, come on. Did we not get any? No. What are the odds on this? Sifting. Oh, of course. So as I mentioned last time, looking at this, we need to use, annoyingly, iron stiffened meshes in order to get prosperity shards. Without prosperity shards, without the iron stiffened mesh, now that we've upgraded to diamond, we do have a higher chance, I think, of getting all this other stuff. Let's have a look, 6% as opposed to 3%. But we can't get the freaking prosperity shards, which is really annoying. And so what I'm going to have to do is get a few more iron stiffened meshes. And before that, we need to get a bunch of string meshes. Oh, okay. Are we actually out of string? No, we're not. We just don't have this thing set up. Okay, so I'm going to temporarily replace this with iron stiffened meshes, despite having just upgraded them all to diamond meshes. And then hopefully, if we do the same thing again, just grab a bunch of netherrack, hammer it all down, and then whack it into the mechanical user. That should get us quite a few prosperity shards. And I think it is going to be overall a lot faster than it was for me to try to do that like any other way. So, boom. Did my hammer break last time? It didn't. It's got so much durability. I love it. We are out of food. Let's not die. Okay. Get rid of all that. I like it. So, let us try this one more time here with the mechanical user. Throw all of this in there. Take this out. Turn that on to right click. We can put these back in, I guess, actually. And that should, in theory, start to sift a large amount of netherrack, crushed netherrack. And yeah, I can already see we're starting to get prosperity shards. I like it. Okay, cool. Cool. I think we might also be able to complete a quest here in regards to the mithril and the ardite, is it? Under this quest, like getting the chunks for both of those. I think we can complete that quest, which is going to be nice. We haven't completed a quest in a little while here, at least not the one that I know of. 14 shards should be more than enough for now. And so, back over to the dirt seeds. Do we have what it takes? We do. I'm going to make at least... actually, I'm going to make as many of these as I can, because I know we're going to use them at some point fairly shortly. And then for now, I'm just going to make one dirt seed, like this, and then boom, and boom. Nice. Now, did we make a watering can? We did. We made the standard watering can from Extra Utilities 2, which I'm not really a huge fan of. And thankfully, there are better watering cans in the pack. For example, these ones here, the ones from Mystical Agriculture, as well as the two from Tiny Progressions. We're going to start, I think, with the one from Mystical Agriculture, because I think this one requires it. It does. So we'll start with this one. To make this, we need 4 Inferium ingots, which are made with 4 Inferium essence and a base elemental ingot, which is made with mithril, and then more prosperity shards. So, mithril-wise, we should be able to craft some of that up now because we've got so much of this mithril ore. And so let's grab that. Let's quickly throw that into the sag mill. That's going to double it up, and then we could throw it into the alloy smelter. Whilst we're waiting for that, how many more prosperity shards do we have? 20. I think that should be enough. Growth crystals act as a water source? Really? Okay. The standard watering can works the fastest? I don't think that's true. Actually, I believe that's true, but these ones work in a larger area, right? Also, this one needs refilling. Like these two, the one from Extra Utilities, constantly needs refilling. Whereas the one from Mystical Agriculture, you can fill it once, so you don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. Also, let me toggle downfall. Try that again. And for me, that's a benefit. Like that's a bonus that I'm willing to take in place of efficiency. And so let's get. What do I need? 4 or 5? I needed 4. Okay, so that should be enough. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need this guy. Which does need some fertilizer essence. Thankfully, we do have it, as well as another one of those. And then we also need a theoretical infinite water source, which requires water essence and base essence nuggets. So I'm going to have to turn one of those into nuggets. And then I'm also going to have to get some water seeds. Also, there is a quest to do this, by the way. And so at some point or another, we are going to have to make this. And so we might as well do it now. Iron, let me get 2 more buckets worth. Get rid of all of these out of here. Boom. Boom. All right. Okay. Dirt. Whenever I click R, by the way, because I'm hovering over this here, it thinks I'm trying to get a recipe, and so it brings this up, which is why that keeps happening. I need to get into the habit of moving my mouse cursor off of the terminal whenever I start typing. But anyway, let me grab some dirt. For now, I'm just going to put this down like right here. And in the interest of laziness, first, again, there it is, flipping all the words with R's in it. We do have these tier 2 growth crystals. So if I do like this, does that work? I think that does work. Yeah, that works. The particle effects are going. It's just not particularly quick, I don't think, all things considered. Do I have the watering can? I do. Let's do a little bit of watering. And hopefully, sometime before... You know what? Do we have any magical fertilizer? Fertilizer essence? We got 4. I bunged it up. He's bunged it up. I really have to use more than 1 on this? It's madness. So, fun fact, actually, you can, if I put this back down and I quickly get the watering can here, you can right-click instead of breaking the crop. But if you break the crop, you've got a chance of getting another seed. And if you don't break the crop, you can't get another seed. This is one thing I was testing in a creative world because I wanted to see if you could multiply the number of seeds you have to get more seeds. And you can, but you can't do it in an intuitive way, right? You don't get it as an extra drop when you harvest the plant. You only get it when you break the plant. And so I'll show you here in a second. It is only like a 10% drop chance. And so you're not always guaranteed to get an extra seed. But if you fully grow this and then just right click it, so if you don't physically break the crop, you have like a 0% chance of getting an extra seed. GamingOnCaffeine is right in the Twitch chat. You do have, the farming station will do it for you. The farming station does get the extra seed. But at least when you're starting out and doing it by hand, it just doesn't work, which, you know, is great. Oh, I hate filling up this watering can. It takes so much time. It's unnecessary. Just give me what I'm after. What do I need? I need 4 water essence, right? You know what? We've got enough diamonds, I think, to where I could probably just make some of this. And so I'm going to do that. Also, we do have more Inferium, by the way. It's just over... That's the hour again. It's just over by the mob spawner, which is currently not connected. And so I'm just going to go ahead, do this, try and double up our water seeds where we can. There we go. Okay, I didn't get any extra, but that's fine. So now that we've got 5 of those, let's go back over to the watering can. The base one here. Let's do this. And then we should be able to do this soon. Did I not make that? Oh, no, I'm sure I made that. Did I not make the fertilization core? I thought I did, because I thought I used the fertilized essence. Oh, no, then I took the fertilized essence and used it. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. We've got... I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's fine. So you get fertilized essence, I believe, by doing... by using the mystical fertilizer. Every so often, you have a chance of getting the essence when you use it, which is a little annoying. We do need all this dirt, by the way, as well, so it's not really like we're wasting the dirt too much. Can I craft this? No, I cannot craft this. Okay, let me quickly go and grab some more Inferium. You have 2 extra seeds on the hotbar. The dirt seeds. We don't, those will be useful when we start growing dirt, like, on a big scale, but for now, they're not too useful, I don't think. We just get to go through the lovingly tedious process of doing this. So that's the essence. I guess for now, I'm just going to hold this down. We do lose out on the chance of getting the extra dirt seed, but really, I'm just after more of this, fertilized essence. So let me get this watering can. We should now have what it takes to make the fertilization core. Once we get another one of these, which we can't do just yet because we don't have enough prosperity shards, which we don't have because we don't have any more crushed netherrack. I think we do have a tiny bit of netherrack left. We do 37. So do we have what it takes here, chat, to get enough? I think we should. My inventory is becoming a complete mess, but let me go and quickly throw these into the mechanical user. And I think that should get us at least 4 more prosperity shards, which should then allow us to finally make the first tier of watering can. Flipping egg. Okay. Okay. Let's pick up all this. How many do we get? We have got 0? Yeah, because I need to make room in my inventory. There we go, 5. 5 is just more than enough. Boom. And boom. And boom. And finally, boom. Nice. And so, as I mentioned just a second ago, now, the only difference really between this is that we don't have to constantly fill it up. And so now if we want to do something with the watering can, we can just stand here. You know, you can see the particle effect just working there. And we just stand here. We just stand here and it will slowly but surely, I believe, help water the crop. Now we can upgrade it to the different tiers of watering can. You'll see the next tier does require us go through this watering can for some reason, which requires tin ingots and bone meal, which we can actually make fairly easily. And then to get to the next tier after that, we need another one of these fertilization cores. This one requires the last one and then even more stuff on top of that. And so we'll hold off on making this just yet. But you can upgrade it to work in a 3x3, 5x5, 7x7, and then 9x9, area, which is pretty cool. It works quite nicely. And so the benefit, like I said, really to this is just that we don't have to keep going back and filling it up with water over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, which I like quite a bit. Although it is so slow. It's so slow still. I really wish it was faster. So I think this should get us quite a bit in the way of dirt. It does get us a ton of dirt, which I really do like. And now that we've got that, I think I might get a few farming stations set up. But first of all, I know the server's going to be starting in 2 minutes, so I'm not going to do that just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of clear out this area over here. Get rid of all that. Don't need that stuff. And then let me clear out my inventory just a little bit and then quickly go and claim those quest rewards. Let's see. How many do we get done? I feel like we got a lot of beeps there. So we made the next cobble gen. Good stuff. We have made a watering can. We made another watering can. We made a base mystical ingot. Did we do something else? I don't know if we did. No, we didn't. Okay, cool. We have, however, almost got this quest, right? But I think I might have fudged myself on it because I turned all of the mithril into... oh, no, we still got the chunks. So we'll take out mithril. And then what else is it? Oh, no, it's not mithril. It's cobalt and ardite. Cobalt. Thankfully, we do have enough to do that. And then ardite. Ardite. One day when Isaac learns how to craft, we'll have ardite. And then 3 ardite. Nice. And claim reward. And then if we're quick, we might be able to open these loot chests before the server restarts. We got a spider charm. We got some compact giant chance cubes, of course we did. We got 64 nether stars, which I'm assuming are fake. We got a greater ring O experience. And we also got a 16 glowstone ingots. I like it. These are fake nether stars. Gosh dang it. I still don't know if their EMC value is worth anything. So now we've got 128 fake nether stars in the system, which hopefully maybe one day we can use as real nether stars. I wonder if you could trick the AE system into exporting these as real nether stars, maybe. Or do some kind of like trick with the storage drawers to where you can, like if I have a real nether star, can I like trick it into thinking these are actual nether stars and then like get more like we do with the silicon, maybe? I'm not quite sure, but hopefully we can cheese the system somehow to get more of those. But the server should restart any second now at the o'clock. And so I'm just going to hang out and wait for this to happen. And while it does that, I'm going to drink some of this deliciously lovely water that I have next to me on my desk.